Good afternoon. Greetings, lettuce heads. It is I, Jim Lettuce, your fearless leader, broadcasting live once again from Temporary Space Studios. It's 3 p.m. This is Temporary Space Studios. Oh, hold on. I messed it up. I'm still not getting my intro perfect. You know, after a few episodes, I'll probably have it perfect. Or I won't. Who cares? Okay, so once again, let's make sure it's working. I think it's working. I think you can hear me. Once again, let's make sure it's working. Alright, I can hear the music. We won't do the intro just yet. Kind of getting everything situated. I'm trying to post on the Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at TemporarySpaceStudios. So I daisy chain it from Instagram to Facebook to Twitter because I like Instagram the best. I think it is superior. I don't do TikTok. I guess I can try at some point. But I don't know. I don't really care. TikTok to me is like Vine. You know, I'll watch when people put it on other platforms. I'm not actually going to get TikTok. Probably. I don't know. But anyways, without further ado, let's start the show. Hold on. Let me do this right. Oh, there we go. Yeah. This is the Temporary Space Show. Yeah, let that play out a minute. Oh, hold on. I'm monitoring on my headphones. There it goes. Alright, you get the idea. Welcome to the show. This is a podcast that I do. I did it because I just want to have a podcast, but also I want to talk about stuff that I want to talk about. I want to rant and go on for long periods of time, and a vlog is not the right format. It's too short, and my friends don't want to sit here and listen to me, so I just broadcast it to the internet. Alright, now let me show you the screen here. I've decided I'm going to put timestamps for whenever, because most people don't watch it live. It is live though, so if you want to comment and interact with me, you can. But it's usually people watch it pre-recorded. I mainly do this because I'm tired of video editing. I like editing, but I don't like the file management side of it, and it's so much easier to just live stream it. It just eliminates that whole step of video editing and rendering and what have you. So let's get it started. Got a few topics. We usually go about half an hour to an hour and some change. So, you know, if you're bored, self-quarantining or whatever, sit down. Let's talk about some stuff. Grab a drink or whatever you want to do. Do some exercises. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing these like prison workouts so I can stay in shape. And to be honest with you, I'm actually exercising more than I did before all this pandemic. But oh yeah, very important though, before I get started, I got a link in the description to a charity. It's called First Response, something like that. Hold on, what is it called? It's called Direct Relief. Basically, it's this program that's helping get masks and gloves and stuff like that to doctors on the front line and nurses, because there is a serious shortage still. So please donate to that. I tried to do this challenge on Facebook, and I'm genuinely sad and disappointed that nobody actually, like, one person tried to reshare it, which is cool. It was my buddy Devin who kind of started it. I kind of added the whole charity element to it, and then one other person shared it after that, but nobody did the charity part. So I was like, damn. But yeah, please donate if you have, even if it's just like $1. those people, the doctors and nurses on the front line, they really need masks and stuff like that. Also, please, for the love of God, stay home. Don't go jogging. I mean, you can go jogging, I guess, but don't go hang out with people. I saw this guy like taking his kid to the park. This was like 2 days ago. Like, y'all, people don't understand that the longer people don't observe the stay-at-home policy, the longer this is going to take, the longer people are going to be out of work, and it's bad for everyone. All right, enough of the serious stuff. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, okay? Now, I'm going to put timestamps, but what I want to do is I want to talk about I do timestamps if you're lazy, but I'm also going to have pictures on screen, so if you're kind of glancing at it, you know where I'm at. So let's see if I can do this without messing it up. The first topic I want to talk about. Now, a lot of these topics are old. Originally, I was going to do this like a month ago, but then I was kind of feeling jaded about the whole, I don't know, YouTube thing. I almost made a vlog about it, which I'll probably talk about in the vlog a little. But don't worry, I'm not quitting or taking a break or anything. But I was just kind of like, what's the point? And I had all these topics, and then all this pandemic started, and so some of these topics are kind of from last month, but they're still relevant. So let's see. First of all, it's Dan Houser. Okay, if you don't know who Dan Houser is, Dan Houser is one of two guys that head 2K Games. 2K Games is, or no, I think it's not 2K Games. That's the publisher. Rockstar, here. This, Rockstar, popular for the Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Online franchise. It was, okay, so Dan Houser is this guy. And then the other guy, I don't know his name, but he's staying. But he's bailing. And we'll get to it later why all these people left. I think it was related to the pandemic. Because, like, Bill Gates stepped down. Bob Iger from Disney stepped down. And I think all of them just kind of saw the writing on the wall. Because that's how rich people are. They always know everything before all the regular plebs. So they were like, I'm out. But we'll get into that after I talk about this. And Jeff Keighley is next. He's the guy who does E3. But I want to talk about what does it mean? What does it mean for Grand Theft Auto? What does it mean for Rockstar, Red Dead Online? Because one of, it's their brainchild was Rockstar, and one of them is gone, and I think he's been there for like 20 years, and he's just like, all right, I'm done, guys. That's probably most of it. It's probably not necessarily the pandemic, but he stepped down, and everybody was like, what does it mean? I don't know. I mean, I want to speculate. I think obviously Grand Theft Auto is still making billions a day or every month, and it's probably making even more right now with everybody staying home. But he's gone, so I think it might mean that in the next 5 years, or maybe even 2 or 3, Rockstar might change. They might, I don't know. I can't imagine Rockstar getting woke, but they might. I don't know. I don't know how the other guy is. What's his policy? I don't know. I don't want to Google anything yet. I find it easier to just have pictures laid out. When I start Googling stuff, who knows what's going to happen. But it might change. I don't know. I don't think the games themselves will change, but it means future games are probably affected. Because also, the reason I talk about getting woke, Rockstar will probably never get woke, but they've always been very controversial. There was some guy that did their promotion for their marketing for Grand Theft Auto 3. I think it was 1 through 3. I think he stayed. He might be gone by now. I don't know his name. Here you go. Here's another thing. Oh, there's his brother. Oh, it's his brother, Sam. So I don't know if that's his brother. They don't look alike. They could still be brothers, though. If anything, it's probably that guy. Sorry, I tried to clear my throat a million times. Every time I do one of these, my throat just stops working as soon as I start recording. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with the games in the future. We'll see. I don't know if people are having layoffs or not. I know that it's a very tumultuous industry in general. If you're not one of the top people, you're usually going from job to job. Even though these jobs are plentiful and they pay well, there's not much job security necessarily. But, you know, with trends like these online things like ESO and Fallout 76, how they're trying to fix it and keep it going, I imagine jobs will be more stable. I mean, GTA Online is not going anywhere, so... But as a consumer, as a player of that game, I quit playing it because of the damn oppressors, these, like, flying motorcycles where, like, while you're doing, like... You can do missions and, like, build up your criminal empire, like, run drugs and all that, and someone can just roll up on you in a flying motorcycle and shoot missiles at you. And there's actually a video on this channel that I streamed. It's the last time I streamed GTA. You can see me get mad and just quit. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Dan Houser. I want to see. We'll see what happens with Rockstar. Now let's talk about the other guy that left. This was originally one of the main topics for the podcast before I got all jaded in the pandemic and I decided not to stream for a while. But well, I didn't decide not to stream. I hadn't done a podcast. I try to do one once a month, but you know how it goes. Things happen. But Jeff Keighley, longtime host of the E3, and I didn't realize, I feel like I talked about this on the last episode. I definitely talked about Jeff Keighley before, but I didn't realize how big of a deal he was in the industry with E3. I thought he was just some guy that hosts it. It was more like a Ryan Seacrest American Idol. Like, he was the guy. And what happened was he bowed out. Here it is, bows out a show. Because, and he didn't say any, like, details, but he said, knowing what I know, I can't do it anymore. And so the word on the street is that E3, this was pre-pandemic, okay? But word on the street is that they're going to change it. It's not going to be an industry, like before it was like industry only, and then like 5-10 years ago, they made it open up to the public where people can go. But the word on the street is that it's going to become more of a influencer, quote unquote. So they're going to like interview YouTubers and celebrities. And it sounds like crap, honestly. As a YouTuber, like, I don't really care what YouTubers think of E3. I want to hear what the developers are saying and all that jazz. And I think he realized this and he was like, I'm out. But see, this was all pre-pandemic. And people were already talking about E3s on the chopping block, and then they definitely canceled it at some point because of the pandemic. But I think E3 might really be dead this time. I don't know if it's ever going to come back. But we'll see. I mean, they could just do like a Nintendo Direct kind of thing, which is what everybody's doing now, especially now. But we'll see. I don't know. Jeff Keighley, he's fine. He's rich. He'll be all right. He'll probably, I don't know what he's doing after this. He'll still be in the industry, but I don't know. Maybe he'll have his own thing going, I assume. I don't know if that's worth it. But it's like, we liked him talking to developers. If he just has his like own Nintendo Direct style talking to developers every year and just called it like the Jeff Keighley experience, I'm down. I would totally watch that. But you know, we'll see what happens. Now that I covered these two big corporations, let's talk about how all these people were leaving. Bob Iger stepped down from, well, he quote stepped down. The word on the street is that he's running Disney still, but letting some other pleb be the face of it. But a lot of them realize that this pandemic is really changing everything. A lot of industries are going to be online after this because they have to now. They've realized how cheap it is. So a lot of people will be able to work from home, which is awesome. But it's kind of scary when all the big wigs, like especially Bill Gates, step down, and you get scared. You think, oh, are all these billionaires just gonna like, they're going off to their bunkers, and all the regular people like us are screwed? And to a degree, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I don't know if it's not the end of the world, but it's a big deal, and it's changing everything. People need to please. I said this at the beginning of the show. Just stay home. Do not hang out with anybody, even if you're a kid, and you're like, oh, I'll be fine if I get it, but you can spread it to other people, and then that can spread. And I was doing research about the pandemic and the Spanish flu, which that's the closest comparison to this. It hasn't been this bad since then, and that was 100 years ago. They had different spikes. So once this nationwide or worldwide, and about a month, everyone's supposed to go back to work. But there's going to be another spike, another surge of it. It's not going to be over in May, because I'm actually I'm not really off work, but I'm like using sick time and stuff. So I'm okay. Like, I'm not hurting for money or anything. I'm getting my paychecks, even though they're smaller. I'm still getting them. And then that stimulus package is coming in. It's like, if you're unemployed, well, if you registered for unemployment, good luck doing that now. I heard they're overloaded. But if you paid your taxes, you should get, if you're independent, if your parents claim you, they're going to get the money. You're not going to get jack, so sucks for you. But you should get it's like $1,200, and it's whatever way you did your taxes. So like I had direct deposit, so I should just get it direct deposited in the next month. So I could definitely use that money. I'm not hurting for money, but an extra $1,200 would really help me. Because I'm not skipping my student loan payments and stuff. There's a lot of I almost should have made that a topic. The student loan things, it's very misleading. Everybody acts like, oh, student loans. There's no. They're not forgiving anything. What they're doing is they are postponing interest if you don't make payments. Because if you miss a payment, they jack up the interest. They're flagging that. That's not happening right now. But the regular interest still stands. So your loans are not going away. Which is why I'm making my payments like normal through this whole pandemic. At least that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Because I'm not sure if I really want to go back to work at the end. And I don't have to actually go into work until basically May. And on the one hand, I feel better about not getting sick because I'm not going anywhere but here. I'm staying at home, and I'm going to the grocery store. That's it. Every time I go, I wear my mask. I don't really wear gloves. Gloves don't help you that much unless you have like a cut. I mean, they do. Listen, I'm not a doctor, okay? Don't take me seriously as medical advice, but bacteria can live on rubber and what is it? Plastic. I can't think of the latex. It helps, but it's like if you wear gloves and you touch a sick person and then you go do something, those gloves are still dirty. You can wash them, but you're better off wearing a mask and social distancing. Don't get it near anybody, really. And just staying home if you can. Shout out to everybody in the food industry or medical industry where you have to go to work. But it's a big deal. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just be careful. Stay home for as long as you can. Wash your hands 20 seconds. Even if you don't have a mask, you can use like a bandana or like a sweatshirt. I saw this on Instagram, I think, where we used to do this when we were in grade school, where you take a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt and you put it over your neck like you're about to put on the shirt before you put it on. And then you pull the neck part over your head, so you're kind of looking through the neck hole. And you take the arms and you tie them behind you so it covers up. It'll pull the front of it up over your nose. So you basically have kind of like a mask, like people in the desert would wear. Even that alone helps, Just be smart, be safe. All right, so let's move on from serious stuff and why billionaires might be hunkering down in their bunkers because the end of the world. Don't freak out. It's not the end of the world, but this is a real deal. It's not just a cold. So now let's talk about the third. Where's my... Nope, that's not what I want. I've been using my on-screen keyboard because my poor keyboard is dying. Just like all my equipment. My PlayStation controller is dying. My old laptop is dying. The only problem is I don't have money to replace them if they die, especially during the pandemic. So Fingers crossed. But let's talk about Altered Carbon Season 2. Now, I was so hyped about this show. Season 1 is so awesome. It's, what's his name? This guy in the first one. Season 1 is so good. And they're kind of doing it like American Horror Story, sort of. Like it's like new, not really a new story, but it's set like either 70 or 100 or 200 years after Season 1. And it's really cool. It's written into the show that that the guys can switch bodies and stuff. That's like in the future. You can basically, if you're rich enough, you can get a new body whenever. You can live forever. So they don't explain how he died though, because he didn't die at the end of Season 1. He kind of walked off into the sunset, but or they don't explain how. Oh no, he didn't die. He starts out as like he's like a jazz singer, kind of hiding out at this nightclub, and he has a different body. And someone tracks him down and then shoots him, kills his body, and then forces him to wake up in this badass built for the military type body. Now he had a military body in the first one, but they kind of wanted it to ramp it up, and they got Anthony Mackie, and I'm a huge Anthony Mackie fan. I like all his movies. I like him as Falcon. Definitely gonna watch the Falcon Winter Soldier TV show on Disney Plus. Shout out to my mom for letting me use the password to that. But basically, what I want to do is complain. Season 2 sucks. It totally sucks. I'm so mad about it. I was talking to my buddy Jesse. How about the same thing happened with, what's that show on HBO with the cowboys? I can't think of it now. Westworld, where I turned it on and you start watching 5 or 10 minutes and you're like, oh no, and it's like I don't know what happened, if they got different writers or what, but it's terrible. The dialogue is cliche, the plot is predictable, people spell out exposition to you without showing it. See, screenwriting 101. You want to show exposition. Exposition is just what happened before the movie that sets it up. You want to show exposition. You don't want to tell it. You don't want them, like the most cliche is when they have an announcer, like a voiceover, and they're like, so in 2020, blah, blah, blah. They kind of do that in the Blade Runner 1, the theatrical release. It's really bad, and it's lazy writing. And maybe, I don't know, I should look up who the writers are. Let's see here. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Altered Carbon Season 1 writers. Oh, it's a whole bunch of people, of course. Alright, let's pull the Wikipedia up. Does it have Season 1? Oh, here we go. So Season 1, written by Lee S.D., Brian Russell, a whole bunch of people, Russell. Let's see if Season 2... Oh, see, look, it's totally different people, that's why. Well, the first one's the same guy. I don't know, it was just so bad. Like, maybe I should give it another chance. But then I did. Because I'm a big fan of the show. I love cyberpunk stuff. I like Anthony Mackie. So I even tried a couple times to keep watching it. And it's just, God, it's so bad. It's so corny. And I'm really upset about it. Even though they brought back the hotel AI. But the problem is they didn't. The reason the hotel AI guy. Let's see if I can find that. Altered Carbon Hotel AI. He's modeled after Edgar Allan Poe because the hotel was called the Raven. And what happened was, I don't know if it's the writing or the actor, but it's good. And he was he stole the show. He was the most fan favorite character. So naturally, oh, here it goes. Poe, refined style. But then because he died, but then they brought him back. He definitely got killed in the first season, and he's such a badass. And then they brought him back in season 2, but he's not the way he was before. Before, he was this kind of like, well, here, let's describe it. He was this, no, damn it. I lost it. There. He would, educated mind. He was kind of thoughtful, but also had kind of an attitude. And that's what was so cool. But in this, he's kind of this like he reminds me of Cortana from Halo. You know, someone that chimes in with exposition and who kind of nags the character about stuff so the audience doesn't forget. And it's like, why? Why did y'all ruin the show? Maybe they have a new showrunner or something. I don't even know. Okay, so what was the season 1? Directed Nick and let's see. Totally different directors. Maybe that's why. Plus, there's only 8 episodes. There's a lot more. There's only 8 in the season 2, 10 in season 1. A good barometer, rule of thumb, if you know if a show's doing well or not, if they have way more or less episodes. Like if a show has like 5 episodes and then season 2 has like 12 or 20, you know they're doing well. But if vice versa, if it has more episodes and then less in the later seasons, you know it's not doing good. And it's not like an end of the line, we're wrapping it up kind of thing when it's like they've split the season into 2 parts. That's when the show's a hit and they're winding down, like Harry Potter or Game of Thrones, even though we don't want to talk about that because the ending was so crappy. But basically, I'm annoyed that season 2 sucks. So, Netflix, get it together. We love Anthony Mackie. Please make it better. I don't know. I'll try to watch more. Maybe I'll do a follow-up. But, yeah. You know, that's all I really have to say. I'm genuinely sad that it's not that good. What's our runtime? Half an hour, not bad. Now let's get to our next topic, which is The Mandalorian. Now let me pull up a picture here. Mandalorian, the hot new show, basically carrying Disney Plus on its shoulders. Besides all the Marvel movies, Pixar, and there's a couple other ones. There's this goofy show called C with what's his name? Aquaman, Jason Momoa. Now get this plot. Everyone's blind, and it's like a people that all the people are blind, and then they have a daughter that can see, and so it starts a war, which is kind of a cliche plot in general. I've seen that before, but okay. Disney Plus, Jason Momoa. I'll give it a shot. But if the trailer is so dumb, like if they did this in Daredevil, when you have a character who's blind, after a while they kind of forget that he's blind, and he's like doing stuff around other people. And it's like, bro, you're not acting blind enough. They're gonna figure out your secret. And it's like these people are having like open warfare in battle, like open battle blind. Like I can suspend my disbelief that there's like warriors that are blind, like an assassin. But when you're in like open battle, like how does that work? People are gonna be tripping over stuff. Even if you are really good at moving around. Like I just don't buy it. But looks corny. But anyways, rant over about that. This is the hot new show. It's what's his name? Jon Favreau is in charge. Word on the street, he's gonna do the next Star Wars trilogy. I hope he does. Okay, but I'm kind of complaining about this. What's my notes? It doesn't feel like Star Wars. Okay, I like it though. I like it. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's good. Everybody said this feels like the Star Wars we never had. I disagree. It does not. It feels like a really good, high-quality Netflix show, which is great, which is fine. I'm going to keep watching it. But it doesn't really feel like Star Wars. I think part of it is it doesn't have that Danny Elfman signature Star Wars music. It doesn't have the signature George Lucas corny dialogue and you know, old school like white transitions. Now the dialogue is fine. I don't mind having no corny dialogue, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. It's cool. I like all the cameos, and I really like Pedro Pascal who plays him. Let's get a picture of him. Hold on. Pull up a picture of Pedro Pascal. There he is. This guy's everywhere. Like, he's one of those stars that he was like everywhere before he became famous, and that's how he got famous. Now he's blowing up, and he's even more everywhere. But he plays the Mandalorian, and you don't really see him. You don't see him. I don't think you even see his face till like the last couple episodes, which is really cool. That's good writing. The writing is also good. It is a really good show, and it does capture that Star Wars feel a little bit. I think season 2 will be a big test. There's big controversy with what's her name? Who's gonna play Ahsoka Sano? Mandalorian Ahsoka actress announced. It's Rosario Dawson. And there's some huge controversy because she's apparently like in some lawsuit with someone from the alphabet community, and so everyone's calling for her to get fired or canceled, and I think that's so dumb. They need to just put out a statement, have her do some kind of BS apology, and then go on with the show, because she is the perfect person to play Ahsoka. I don't know if anybody watches the animated series. I'm about to watch the final season that they did on, or I'm probably going to rewatch the whole show. It's all on Disney Plus, and she was like the most interesting character, and now they're trying to cancel her, and it's like, yo, this is a perfect person to play her. And people are always like, oh, we need more female Jedi that are front and center and not like as an extra. Just have her play it. Like, even if it's like, it might be like all CG style. You know, they might have, like, the show is live action, obviously, but they might do like a Thanos kind of thing, or like the Hulk dots on her, put her in the pajamas. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think they should chill and just let her be on the show. It'll be so good. I haven't even gotten to, what's her name? The UFC girl. It's nice to see her working more, because Ronda Rousey did a little, then she fell out. I think she still does. Ronda Rousey is fine. She's rich. I think she does some kind of media stuff still. I know she retired from UFC. Gina Carano, that's her name. It's nice to see her in anything. She's a pretty good actor, actually. Like, especially for like a athlete turned actor person. Like, she should be in more shows. But I like the show, so we'll see how it goes. I'll keep watching it. Keep watching my man Pedro. And Nick Nolte is in it too. He plays hold on, let me pull that up. Mandalorian, Nick Nolte. God, I gotta practice like breathing. I forgot how like you have to breathe in between sentences. Like, rappers have to do this. It's almost like I should do more episodes of the podcast. So Nick Nolte does the voice. I'm 99% positive he doesn't do they had another actor doing it, and then Nick Nolte just does the voiceover. And he's like, I have spoken. And it's very Yoda-ish, because they have Baby Yoda as well, which were, let's see, Baby Yoda, Mandalorian. We know, oh, whoops, I forgot to show you. I'm watching a delay, so I don't know if it's on there or not. Yeah, okay, this is Nick Nolte. Or the actor that does it, he does, and this is actual Nick Nolte. But, I just forgot what I was talking about. I just searched it too. Why can't I go forward? Google. Why you do this? Oh yeah, it was Baby Yoda. Can we just talk about the marketing genius of Baby Yoda for a second? Like, whoever thought of it should be promoted to CEO of Disney. Like, that is genius. I personally don't really care. I mean, he's cute. You know, I think when I'm watching the show, I'm like, oh, Baby Yoda. That didn't make me want to see the show though. But so basically in summary, I like The Mandalorian. Doesn't really feel exactly like Star Wars, but it's a good enough show, and I'm gonna keep watching it. Now let's talk about the main. That's not my notes. Let's talk about the main topic. Projekt Melody. Oh, I think it's spelled with a K. If you're trying to Google it, it's Project with a K. I was pulling my hair out trying to find pictures, and I was like, "Why? This is a big story. Why can't I find it now?" I was talking about this with my buddy Jesse at work, and he's also the writer and director and creator of a show that I guess we both are producers on the show. It's called Gun Runners. It's on our channel. You can find it on the front page under where it says watch something. It's like right there. We have 3 episodes. We're going to make more as soon as all this pandemic goes down. But it's a really good show. It's a comedy about guys that work at a weapons manufacturing company. But I was talking to him at work about Projekt Melody, and she is a cam girl. If you don't know what a cam girl is, because apparently people aren't aware of this, Camgirl is where the girl will sit in front of a camera and, you know, take off her clothes and do such things for money. And here, I got a picture of her. This is Projekt Melody. Now, the reason I didn't do this on the last episode is because it took me ages to find any videos of her without risque clothes on, without saying vulgar things. And all the pictures I found, she has like pasties and stuff. This is the most family-friendly thing. Now, mind you, she started out as a cam girl, but she's expanded. Now, the reason I bring up Jesse is because we were talking at work, and I said, oh, so have you ever heard of a cam girl? And him and everybody at work stopped and looked at me like I'm a crazy person, like I'm some weirdo. And I legit was under the impression that this was a more prominent profession, being a cam girl. I've done a little research. Like, this is a very popular and prominent job that a lot of women make money doing this. Of course, it's in different forms. It's called, they have an OnlyFans or Not Safe for Work Patreon. Basically the same thing. Camgirl's a little different, where you're actually watching the video and interacting and donating money directly. And it was a lot of controversy when she popped up, because now, I guess let me start at the beginning. There's something called a VTuber. Now let's see if I can VTuber, where people will like, so this, it's not really a new concept to have this like animated avatar of yourself. They usually tend to be these like risque anime girls with their, you know, their assets hanging out and stuff like that. So it tends to be more adult oriented, but it's not limited to that. And the reason I'm so interested in this is because this is what I want to do with Jim Lettuce. That's me. With, you know, the brand, I guess, because obviously that's not my real name. I'm not going to tell you my real name. You can find it. It's not a secret. But my goal is to have, my name doesn't really exist on the internet, because you can't remove anything, right? You can't remove anything from the internet, but you can replace it. So if anybody ever tries to find me, they'll just find Jim Lettuce stuff, which is what I want. I want Jim Lettuce to exist, you know what I mean? And so this is what I want to do. So let me hold on, let me make sure my desktop audio is on so you can hear it. I'm going to do it just a little bit. I forgot what hotkey my desktop audio is. Hold on. I'm trying to wipe my eyes without touching my face. Even though my hands are clean, it's a really good habit. Don't touch your face at all for the next like 2 years, okay? But all right, my desktop audio is on. Now I do not want to play a lot of this. I'm going to play a very short clip because I don't want to get flagged, or I don't want to deal with that, even though this probably won't be monetized anyways because I talked about the pandemic. But I'm going to play it so you kind of get, you can wrap your head around what this is, and then I'll explain how they do it, okay? And I'll explain VTubers a little more too. All right, so hold on. I'll put my screenshot back up. I want to make sure it's on before I show it to you. All right, I'm going to play this short clip. It's about a few, maybe like 5 seconds. So see, there's people chatting and talking, but I think this is actually on Twitch, because she expanded. And she made so much money and blew up across the world, not just America. And all the real girls that do all this stuff are like, hey, she's ruining it for the real ones. We should ban her, cancel her. The cat is out of the bag. You cannot undo this, okay? So here, I'll play again. All right, let's just like a few seconds.
You can't ban me in the first 30 seconds. No, none of this here.
All right, you get the idea. So what she does is, it's a VR. I think it's some kind of virtual environment, and she's probably on a green screen in her house, and she's got like the dots and the stuff on her, just like Thanos and all the big time movies. And it tracks her movements, and it tracks her mouth and her eyes and everything, and and then she talks. And so it's just so revolutionary, like, because like I said, there's VTubers that have done this before. There's a lot of popular ones, and it's obviously, this is a big deal in Japan. A lot of times they make more, they do better than real people. They're usually female for obvious reasons, but it's just so interesting to me that this girl, and the thing is, nobody knows her real name. Nobody knows what she really looks like. The biggest drawback to doing these OnlyFans and Camgirl stuff is that like, it's on the internet forever, and you try to get a job when you're 40 and they're going to be like, oh, I saw you in that, that porno. Maybe you're not going to get the job now. This girl is bypassed all of that. Nobody knows what she looks like. Now, who knows? It could come out later. This kind of stuff happens where people find out what someone really looks like and all that. Like, there was a singer, what was that singer? A singer used to do this. Sia, singer, no face. Let's see. Yeah, for a long time, she never showed her face. And then at some point, there was like a viral picture of her, so she kind of revealed her face at some point. So that'll probably happen, but like, she took it to the next level with the body tracking, and needless to say, parts of her move around. Like, this is some high level body tracking and high level, like, she had like an avatar made. Maybe she did it. I don't know if she's like a computer person. She probably hired someone, because there's like I said, I'm going to do this with Jim Lettuce. The vlogs at some point will just be me as a virtual version of Jim Lettuce. Because see, the thing is, I'm going to age and get old. And this allows you to be immortal. Because I want to make Jim Lettuce like an icon. And so it's just so cool how she took it to the next level and just changed the whole industry and blew it up. And because a lot of times, like, you want to change the world, you don't necessarily have to come up with a new idea. You just have to come up with a better way to do something that already exists. Japan is very good at this. There's a running joke that Japan didn't invent it, but they'll make the best version. And so I just wanted to talk about, like, this is going to impact, like, everything. Like, because what I'm going to do with the Jim Lettuce is, in VR chat, which is the most popular app for VR to chat, there's a camera function where you can put a camera in, and you can have an avatar, and you can get on Fiverr, and you can hire people to make a custom avatar, which I will do at some point. But I'll just have to use the basic avatar that you can create yourself. But I just think it's so cool that you can do this. And I'm also going to have like meetups in VR. And God, it blows my mind that like this is what I was thinking about, and then someone actually did it. Now, obviously, I didn't come up with the idea, and there were VTubers before, but man, you know, it's just so cool to me that you can sit on your ass, put a little headset on in your living room, and create this persona. Like, this takes the idea of social media and having like a fake profile, you know, because everybody knows this. Social media allows you to present an idea of yourself. It's not the real you. And I just think this takes that to the whole nother evolution of the next league. It's so cool. I love it. I can't wait to do this with my channel. I'm gonna, obviously I can't afford to get a VR headset or a fancy computer yet. I will. We'll see. This whole pandemic's putting a pause on everything. Whatever plans we were trying to make, it's gonna be like a year or two. Like, we were trying to film a short film at the end of the year. I don't think that's gonna happen now. It might. I have high hopes. It's just a matter of time and money and what the pandemic looks like in a few months. But I just wanted to. I kind of did this partly because when I tried to explain to Jesse what this was, like, he couldn't even wrap his head around it. So the other reason I did this is because I want people to understand that how they do this. They sit in a room with a VR headset and body tracking and face tracking, and they can talk and create whatever you want. You can change it up. You can make movies like this, you know? I'm also interested in making movies like this in a VR setting. I'm so excited about the future. So I guess that's it. Let me check my running time. 48 minutes. That's about good. I don't really like to go up to an hour or more, which it's not bad, but I like it to be a short podcast. So now let me see if I can do this right. Let's there we go. I'll do the outro in a second. Or the outro music. I'll just play it. But thank you for watching. If you're watching this on after it's streamed, obviously most people don't watch it live. Some do. I usually assume people watch it later though. So if you're here to the end, thank you. I really appreciate it. If you like our content, you like podcasts, game streaming, the occasional vlog, and short films. In the future, we're going to do feature films and stuff. That's a long way away, but if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram at TemporarySpaceStudios. You can support us by buying a shirt at our merchandise website, letuswearclothing.com. That's our official brand for the company. We got a hoodie, got a shirt, another shirt. I'm going to add a shirt at the end of the year. I kind of started adding them once a year. So we'll probably have a new one usually around Black Friday time. But yeah. Thanks for watching. This has been a Temporary Space Studios live broadcast production, whatever you want to call it. So, here, I always mess this up. We already know this is Temporary Space Studios. Boom! Alright, I'm Jim Lettuce. Drive safe and shit.